2018, my husband set me on fire. We've been together for 15 years, and here's some of the red flags that I missed in the beginning. Number one, road rage. Acting completely insane in front of me in the car, even though it made me uncomfortable. Number two, wanting to move in with me very soon after meeting when it appeared that he didn't have anywhere else to live. Number three, so much pornography that it's uncomfortable as a problem and would not stop when I asked. Number four, secretive. I couldn't use his laptop, didn't want to give me passwords to anything, hid papers in the closet. Number five, silent treatments when he was angry at me. Pouting with his lip stuck out like a 3-year-old when he was mad at me for being mad at him. And lastly, lying about everything. And you know they're lying, but you try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. They will not change, and you are not safe. I love y'all. Remember that whatever you're going through, this too shall pass.
Yo, I happened to see her video last night for the first time, and I think I actually saw her story on television, and I'm gonna tag her. But I had such a visceral response. Even right now, my heart is beating so fast. And what made me think about her today is I was talking to a friend of mine who's known me since high school. We went to high school together, actually same high school class. And we were talking about, and I was talking about, the relationship that I had, because we were talking about different things. And I was talking about the relationship I had with that person who put his hands on me. And she said, and I was beating myself up for the red flags I did not acknowledge. And she said, but TJ, you learned from it. And you took accountability for the part you played in it. Because I did. Because had I not done that, I would not have been well enough to see the kind of man my husband is. But I want to talk about the first 2 red flags that she mentioned. Let's get into it. Okay, the first red flag she talks about is road rage. I remember seeing that in that person. Not only did I see it in that person when he was driving and lashing out at other drivers, but I remember him seeing it towards me. Meaning, I get very nervous on the passenger side of the car, and any sudden moves because I had a really bad accident many years ago. And I asked him, to be mindful of that because I would get really nervous. And so one day on the way to church, he's darting in and out of traffic, cussing out people who are cutting him off, and he's just, and I'm shaking like a cat. I'm shaking like a cat. Because I mentioned to him several times about driving fast and, his road rage and stuff like that. So we get to church and I'm pissed. Okay? And I get out of the car before he can walk around to let me out. And I walk into the church. Do you know he hemmed me up in the church and said to me words to the effect, I'm a man and I don't need you to tell me X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. Do you understand? And I was like, yes, because see, I'm embarrassed. People are around. Okay. He said, do you understand? I was like, yes, I understand. Now, can we go in here so I don't have, and me not have to deal with your fucking attitude in church? Okay. Second red flag, wanting to move in with me so quickly. And again, like she said, because he really had no place else to stay. And instead of recognizing it for what it was, I justified it. And one of the reasons I justified it, because I'm like, well, TJ, you know, everybody hasn't had the opportunities you've had for a career and blah blah blah, you know, and you know, everybody can be hard on their luck and blah 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 blah, even at this age, justifying it. And moved him into my house. And then I couldn't get him out. Another red flag was that I thought it was him showing how much he cared about me. For instance, I took a spin class and we went to the same gym. And so we would go to the gym together and I took a spin class. And every now and again, while he was out doing weights, he would peek in the room to see, you know, me cycling in the class. That I thought, okay, that's so sweet. He's just, you know, checking in on me, making sure I'm okay. It wasn't until later I realized he was looking in to see if I was talking to anybody. Because occasionally he would come in and like basically mark his territory. And I remember a old friend dropped by to bring me a gift that he had made, because he would make these gifts every Christmas, like homemade barbecue sauce or something like that. And he just dropped it by and texted me, let me know he had dropped it by. And I went to go get it up from the front porch. From the front porch, and he just went off. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. He's just, you know, he's just showing that he's really into me. No. He was marking his territory and trying to take control of me and those who were in my proximity. Secretive, yes. I found what I thought to be a substance paraphernalia in my house. No, in his things, and he said that it must have been from his roommate, because they shared the garage where everybody kept their stuff. So again, I exactly wasn't sure if it was, so I sent it to someone that I thought may know what it was. And they said it sure enough was that. And I bought the lies because I wanted to believe the lies. Then he started to, the microaggressions, if you will, in front of my friends and family, kind of putting me down. It was not overt, but, he would say it jokingly, but he really wasn't. But again, because I didn't want to admit that I had made a poor choice, I defended it and justified it. Yeah, until I couldn't any longer. And that's all I can take all I can share right now. I'll come back later. But I'm so glad that I learned from that. And I'm not gonna lie, I still have PTSD anytime I see a person, a man that resembles him or has the same features or build. I get nervous. And I look at that beautiful sister who lived to tell a story because her husband set her on fire. And this man, I have scars emotionally, but I still have some physical scars on my knees that may or may not go away. But I'm grateful to my brother because had he not been there, I might not be here. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with you.